If I lost this homestead tomorrow, the thing that would hurt the most would not be the money. It would be losing all the years my family poured into building this place together. Because after enough time, a homestead stops being just land and buildings. It becomes part of your life story. And if I ever had to start over, there are animals I would never buy again, projects that I would never build again, and mistakes I certainly wouldn't repeat. Here's what I'd do differently. When we first started this place, I honestly thought progress meant adding something consistently. And for a while, that actually feels pretty good. Because every new project made the place feel a little more real. But after enough years, you start realizing something. A homestead's not really defined by what you can build. It's defined by what you can keep running, without wearing yourself out one way or the other. Because eventually, every shortcut, every rushed setup, every system that barely works starts showing back up, demanding more and more of your time. I remember one stretch, after several days of rain, we had mud everywhere. I was trying to get feed out through a bunch of standing water, fighting a crazy gate that would barely open, and thinking, this is the kind of stuff nobody thinks about when they dream about homesteading. That changes the way you think over time.
These days, I pay attention to completely different things.
Whether chores still work when the weather turns bad. Whether everyday life still feels manageable when you're already tired. That stuff matters a whole lot more than I realized in the very beginning. Can't even count how many hours I lost over the years. Dragging hoses further than I should have been dragging them. Carrying feed further than it should have been. Or fixing systems that look smart on paper, but became constant maintenance later. And goats, well, let me tell you something, I love goats. But if I were starting over today, I would think a whole lot harder about bringing home animals that constantly test the fence. People usually picture the good parts first. The baby goats, the quiet mornings, the idea of it. What they usually don't picture is the chasing goats through the mud in a thunderstorm, where they found the weak spot in your fence again. Or spending a Saturday fixing what one of your goats broke, when you already had 6 other things that needed to be done that day. There are also projects that I would never build the same way again, especially things I rushed into early just to get them finished. Because temporary setups have a funny way of becoming 5-year setups. And eventually, you realize daily life is usually shaped by the really small things. Whether gates open easily, whether water is close by, whether your chores still work when you're exhausted. Simple things that save you 10 minutes a day matter a whole lot after a few thousand days. Because after enough years, convenience stops feeling lazy and starts feeling sustainable. If you've ever built something that you later regretted or wished you'd done it differently, you're probably not alone. Let me know down in the comments. I think another thing I would do differently is to slow down. Because when you first start homesteading, everything feels urgent. You feel like you need to get the place fully built as fast as possible. Like real progress only counts if something new is constantly happening. I spent years feeling like I was never caught up. But after enough time doing this, I think building too fast creates a whole nother set of problems. You end up with systems that you've not really lived with yet. Some of them look, well, a whole lot better on paper than they do 5 years later. A smaller system you truly understand usually outperforms a larger system that constantly overwhelms you. And well, that's something experience teaches you, unfortunately, slowly. And some of the smartest decisions we made out here were the things we waited on until we were actually ready. Because these days, I don't think a successful homestead is necessarily the biggest one, or the most impressive one, or the most off-grid one. I think it's the one that still leaves you room for your health, your family, and your peace of mind. And of course, a daily life you can realistically maintain in the long term. A homestead is not really built for those exciting moments. It's built for, well, ordinary Tuesdays when it's been raining for 3 days, something breaks, you're already tired, and the chores still have to happen anyway. I think that's the part that slowly changes you. Not the one big moment, just years of responsibility showing up over and over and over again. And after enough time of doing this, you stopped expecting things to be perfect. You just learn how to keep moving forward when they're not. That may sound small, but I think that mindset changes almost everything. And looking back now, I honestly think that lesson was probably worth more than a lot of projects themselves. I don't regret the hard lessons that I've learned living out here. Because a lot of the things I understand now,
Wow, girls
I only understand because we lived through them. The mistakes, the repairs, the systems that worked, and of course, the ones that absolutely did not. And if somebody handed me 10 empty acres tomorrow, I don't think I'd try to build the perfect homestead anymore. I think I would try to build a life that still works 20, 30, maybe even 40 years later. And honestly, I think that is the lesson I was actually learning all along. If you've been living this life for a while, what is something you would do differently if you had to start all over today? Let me know down in the comments. And from all of us here at Possum Ridge Farms, until next time, I'll see you down at the barn.